The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball, and welcome to the 20th year of the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for you this week. As always, we have a feature from WKYT from around the state. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Lafayette High School football team members. We have 2 Crown Trophy Scholar Athletes of the Week from Sayre and Madison Central. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Driver of the Week with some great sports action. From UK Sports Medicine Healthcare, Jenny Williams from Lafayette High School. But we know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state. We've got them. Game Time with Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard.
Boyle County, they have been the most dominant team in Central Kentucky, spending the last several years, just like Lexington Catholic once did. In fact, we've seen some great ones between these two teams. Boyle County entering tonight with the state's longest current winning streak at 19. The Rebels, well, they defeated Lex Cath 9 straight times, and early on, well, it looked like Boyle County was going to run away with this game. Literally, Montavian Quisenberry not going to lose a foot race. Rebels on the board first in a hurry. Next Boyle County drive. Testing out the passing game this time. Sage Dawson up top. Jakai Tarter climbs the ladder. That's a touchdown. 14-0 Rebels. And they weren't finished. Early second quarter, Rebels on the doorstep once again. Avery Bodner didn't even knock. He's got 6 more. Boyle County, they had a 20-0 lead, but Lexington Catholic wasn't going away. Jackson Wasick, small in stature, big in grit. Lexington Catholic rallies, Brian, from 27-7 down to win 28-27.
How about that? They say that being a Kentuckian makes you unique. At Whitaker Bank, we agree. We've always been unique. Whitaker Bank understands our communities and its people because we're from here. Kentucky owned, Kentucky based, always has been, always will be. Yeah, you could say we are a unique bank, and we're proud of it. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
Good things come to those who wait. Unless you use Distinctive Design Remodeling to upgrade your home. Go from fine to fantastic faster than you may think. With this many finished projects, what are you waiting for? Get your addition finished faster with Distinctive Design Remodeling.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255. If you're between 40 and 85, get your free Funeral Advantage Guide. Help keep your family financially protected with up to $20,000 cash immediately.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions.
Funeral Advantage is something we'll all need. There's no risk or obligation.
Call 800-565-1303.
At WKYT, it's about weather. It's what we do. It's why we First Alert, tracking it all and alerting you first, because your safety is our priority. WKYT First Alert Weather.
A big congratulations is in order for the Madison Central boys golf team, 2022 state champions. The team of Clay Pendergrass, Braden Boyd, Radney Bales, Mason Hamrick, and Warren Thomas beating LCA by 9 strokes at the Bowling Green Country Club a year ago. Central lost to Christian Academy of Louisville by 1 stroke. It is the first golf state crown for Madison Central. Way to go, gentlemen. Congratulations.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Lafayette School football team. And with us is football coach John Lawson, 2 of his players. Welcome to the Scholastic Ball Report, Coach.
Hey, thank you for having us on, sir. We appreciate it.
Describe the makeup and experience you have on your team.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of young, raw players right now, and we are constantly trying to develop them and get them where they need to be as far as football players. We have some guys that have little knowledge. We have some that have a lot, but I think the basics of it is we have to build a foundation, fundamentals, evaluate ourselves and really work on our culture, which we have. And as long as we're being accountable and we're being disciplined and we're working hard, this team will continue to move forward and be very successful down the road, sir.
And Coach, describe the season so far and the competition in your district and region.
Yes, sir. It's one of those hard knock seasons, I guess you could say. We've had a lot more downs and ups. But what people don't know about our program is again, we are young and we are celebrating all the little successes that we have on the field. Our record does not indicate what type of team that we really are. But the culture that has changed since they have been there has been amazing. I'm getting good reports from the classroom with the teachers and the way the kids are acting in the school, and the grades are phenomenal. So we're building it from ground up, and I'm pretty excited about where we're going. Yes, our district is going to be just as exciting and tough. You know, we have Henry Clay coming up. Then we follow by Taste Creek, then Dunbar. Great schools, great competition, great teams. We're looking forward to the challenge, and we are excited to play these games, especially starting Friday night.
Coach, introduce your players with us today.
Yes, sir. I have Hudson Moore. He's a sophomore lineman. And then I have Blake Jones here, which is a freshman lineman. Again, talking about how young we are. These are 2 starters for me right now, and they're just staying the course, and we're moving forward.
Hudson, you're an offensive lineman. What do you do and like about playing that position?
I just love helping my quarterback and just being physical and just being able to hit somebody, and just like the feeling, just having fun and just hitting somebody and just protecting my quarterback and just having fun at that position. And
what do you focus on as you approach each game?
Just don't worry. Like, if something goes bad, just don't overthink it. Move on next play, because it's a football game. And at the end of the day, just have fun and don't stress, don't overthink, and just have fun and play football and hype yourself up and hype your teammates up.
How many other positions have you played in your career?
Me, I have played O-line for all my life. I can play center, I can play guard, and a little bit of tackle. And, yeah.
You give a lot back to those in need and volunteer. Talk to us about your trip to Eastern Kentucky to help the flood victims.
Yes, sir. Well, my mom, my dad and my mom, they are big news people. They worked for LEX, and they went to help with the Western Kentucky tornado down there. Then Harlan is where we're from. I'm from there, or Hazard area, and it just really touched us a little bit because we got a lot of family down there. And one day after practice, I came to my mom and said, I think we could go as a football team and help, because it's the summertime. We could help them, and we could just help them clean up and fix. And then one day at practice, my mom and dad came to Coach Lawson. We got the whole team in there and just talked about it, so who could go. And almost all the team came with us, and it just helped. And we got down there, helped us. We went to a church in Fleming Neon. And just like the face of their reaction, it was so good and like so nice to helping out, and you just feel good helping out. And I have a big heart, so I love just helping anybody, if it's little things, big things. And it just, at the end of the day, it felt good to help these people, even though they really needed it.
Blake Jones, what attracted you to the game of football?
Well, mainly it was just being that guy on the front five and getting to fight with everybody and being the reason that your team succeeds or does not succeed.
And what was your first experience with it?
My first experience, I went out there and looked like a chicken with my head cut off. It was rough, but I've had good coaches like Coach Lawson here to help me and guide me along the way.
As a freshman, what do you like about playing on the team at Lafayette?
Like Coach Lawson said, our record does not say anything about our program. Our program is great. It's so fun to come in there every day at 3:15 and know that you're getting ready to go play football for the Lafayette Generals. It's a 6A school. We have a tough schedule, but it's always fun.
You also like to volunteer and give back to those in need and made the trip to Eastern Kentucky. How did that trip impact you?
Well, it's like Hudson said, my family is originally from Fleming Neon. I am not from Fleming Neon. I'm from Lexington, but my grandparents, they're all from Fleming Neon. And once I heard that we were going to Fleming Neon, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going. It was a great experience going down there. The people at that church, they were just so touched that we were down there, and they were great and so respectful to us. Like, it was amazing to see that.
Well, thank you, Coach Lawson, and your players at Lafayette for being with us on the show today.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your time. Thank you for the invite, sir.
Thank you, Coach. That's the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Okay, with so many places to buy new appliances, where should you go? A big box store? How about a warehouse club? I don't think so. Go where your neighbors go. P-Rats was voted Central Kentucky's favorite place to buy appliances. Here's why. They have all the major brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Low interest financing with options to fit any budget. Plus an award-winning in-house service and installation team. Voted Central Kentucky's favorite place for appliances. We're the best in the bluegrass.
Nobody beats P-Rats. No matter who you cheer for or what the sport,
Clark's Puppet Shop is there to support the young people who play.
Whether it's a snack on the way to the game or restocking on the way home, Clark's is the winning stop. And whether you're choosing from drinks, chips, or a one-of-a-kind crispy, crunchy chicken, you'll be a winner no matter what the scoreboard says.
Clark's Puppet Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Attention veterans and civilians. Have you or a loved one spent time at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. Those who lived or worked at Camp Lejeune any time from 1953 until 1987 may have been exposed to contaminated drinking water causing adverse health complications. The contaminants that leached into drinking water at Camp Lejeune have been linked to serious diseases and health complications including multiple cancers, kidney injuries, miscarriages, neurological disorders, Parkinson's disease, or other serious injury. If you spent time at Camp Lejeune and later developed an injury, call the number on your screen or visit campeljustice.com immediately. Again, if you or a loved one spent time at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and have been diagnosed with an injury, call Wright and Schulte at the number on your screen or visit campeljustice.com now for a free consultation.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as one of the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. Our scholar is Emily Dorstein, a golf member from Sayre High School. Hi, Emily. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. What got you and who got you interested in golf?
So my family plays golf, and when I was younger, I did kids camps, but I really started getting into golf during COVID when it was hard to play indoor sports. I like to get outside and practice.
What attracted you to the game of golf?
I really love how much focus and precision it takes to produce a good golf shot and the amount of focus it requires to produce a good round for 4 hours on end.
Well, again, you've been selected as one of the Crown Trophy Scholar athletes, and I'd like to talk a little bit about your academics because you have a very impressive resume. Starting off with a 4.4 GPA, National Honor Society member, and you have been even selected by the Sayre faculty to receive their faculty award. What motivates you to do so well academically?
I really just love learning. I love different subjects. I'm more of a science person, and I love just learning more and communicating with my teachers.
Well, I noticed in some of your goals that you want to study biophysics and finance in college, and you've got an interest in medicine also. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, so I am seeking to become a doctor and perhaps do some work in business as well. I'm just very excited to go to college and explore more courses, and I thought biophysics and finance would suit my interests well.
Well, listen, thank you so much for taking your time out of, I know, a very busy schedule and being on the Scholastic Ball Report today.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report for our second segment of the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. Today we have Kiera O'Shea, who is a cross-country team runner from Madison Central High School. Welcome, Kiera.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So let me ask you something. How'd you get interested in running cross-country?
So both my parents ran in college, and then my older brother is also a runner. He now runs in college also, so kind of as my brother transitioned into being a cross-country track athlete, I kind of watched that and knew it was something I would want to do myself.
So talk about, didn't you set a record this year in cross-country?
I did. So just this past weekend, I broke the Kentucky state record all time for girls cross-country.
Fantastic. Those are tough records to break too. So you did a great job on that. So I got a question for you. As an old track and field coach myself, how do you approach a big race?
I kind of approach every race the same. I try not to look at bigger races different than I look at the smaller races. They all are important, and just kind of internalizing the stress that kind of comes with racing. Just keeping them all the same, not trying to put more stress whenever I know it's a bigger race, just kind of going into each one with the same mindset.
So you're a great student, again, being selected as the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete this week. So you have a 4.35 GPA. How do you balance your academics with cross country and track and field?
Yeah, I try. So I have practice every day after school. So that kind of takes up a good chunk of my afternoons. But just once I get home from practice, I get straight to work if I have any, and just make sure I stay on top of that and don't push it off to the side to pile it up for later. Just kind of getting on top of it and getting it done.
Sounds like you've got a good time management plan.
I try to.
So would you like to run track or cross country and move on to college and run in college?
Yeah, I actually just recently committed already to UNC at Chapel Hill. So I have already kind of set out my plans for continuing that in college.
Well, fantastic. I mean, that is great news. We'll be looking for you in the collegiate results there. What are you interested in studying in college?
I think I want to study something with like the sports medicine field. So kind of keeping me close to the athletic scenes while also being able to kind of learn a little bit more about how everything works like that.
Well, that's a great choice, and we need more women in sports activities. So, Carol, I want to thank you so much for being on the Scholastic Ball Report today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's visit our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. It's Nicholas County at Paris, where they were honoring the state championship teams of Randy Reese in 1981 and 82. Late in the game, Paris's Landon Scott takes the kickoff He is going to make a move, and one more, and how about one more? And he's gone 79 yards for the touchdown. Paris wins 47-40, and that's our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Christy. I just want to say how grateful I am to this program. Without it, I would have murdered my mother.
How many men at this meeting have you slept with? This is a sacred space dedicated to recovery and healing. 6. Couldn't imagine life without getting loaded. I have something even better. I have dignity.
Mom. Weeknights at 11 on the CW Lexington.
When it comes to a lung cancer diagnosis, you need to know the facts. Fact, in the United States, over 25,000 black men and women are diagnosed with lung cancer each year. Fact, lung cancer continues to be the leading cause of cancer deaths among black men and women. Learn all that you can on lung cancer screening and clinical trials by visiting standuptocancer.org/lung cancer. Because fact, change is possible, and it starts with you.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. Today, our guest on the UK Sports Medicine and Healthcare segment is Jenny Williams, the athletic trainer at Lafayette High School. Welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report, Jenny.
It's good to be back.
Great to have you with us. So the topic today is returning to play after injuries, a very important topic for all athletes to know. So what does the process look like when an athlete gets injured?
So after an athlete sustains an injury, we try and evaluate it to the best of our ability and decide whether it's something that needs to be immobilized by, a brace, a boot, crutches, or if it's something that we can start moving, and we try and give an athlete a timeline and a progression, that they'll be looking forward to be able to return to their sport.
Do athletic trainers have a specific progression that they go through to know when athletes can return to sport?
Yep. So I like to refer to it as, you crawl before you walk before you run. So I try and explain it to an athlete that way. We try and start with range of motion. So making sure that body part moves the same as the other body part, its twin, working on strengthening with that body part. And then, if it's a lower extremity injury, we walk first, then we jog, then we progress to running, and then we try and get back into sport-specific activity.
So what are the types of things athletes should be able to do in order to return to sports?
So it would depend based on their sport and the position they play. Obviously, some of the sports are more demanding than others, or, like shoulder, arm injuries are different than ankle and knee injuries. But we want them to be able to move in their sport the way that they did before they were injured, so that they don't re-injure themselves and they're not hurting their team. But we will put them through some sport-specific activities. So if it's a football player, we make sure they can run, they can cut, they can jump. Or if it was a shoulder for a football player, we make sure they can reach out to be able to catch the ball or to wrap up to make a tackle. Or for soccer, we make sure that they can be able to kick the ball if they had an ankle injury. So we tailor it to that sport, and we don't let them return until they're able to do what they need to do to the best of their ability on the field.
That is great information. And thank you so much for that important information on returning to participation after an injury, and also for being back on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be back.
That's Jenny Williams from UK Sports Medicine and Lafayette High School, keeping us healthy for all high school competitions and the return to competition after injury.
All right, how good is Woodford County? Well, the Yellow Jackets, they entered tonight, good answer, 18-1 in their last 19 games. A win tonight, though, would surpass that same winning streak set by the 1968-69 Jackets. There's Dennis Johnson. His squad off to a 6-0 start this season. First quarter, Jackson Chambers, Mackay Smith. Problem is, Smith wears black, not white. He's going to take it the other way into Southern Territory. Now, that does. That leads to this. Aiden Nelson, jet sweep around the right end, takes it in, but wait just a minute. The dreaded illegal shift call. That's going to back up Woodford County. Official gets some TV time tonight. Same drive, second quarter. Preston Stacy gives the rock and pounds it in from a yard out. Woodford remains unbeaten, blanking Madison Southern 36-0.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingy moment.
I'm John Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law, that's all.
Welcome home, Star family.
Look out, world. Starman is back. Would you like some help with that? We can help the bad guys break good. We don't want you here. They're not our enemies anymore.
You let half the villains that killed our friends move in next door.
No matter what evil comes our way next, we'll be unstoppable.
Stargirl. New episode this Wednesday at 8/7 Central. Only on the CW.
Starting a whole new war. Only this one is over data. I want you on my team.
Dominic will fight for survival.
He's a dangerous man to cross.
You do whatever it takes, Dominic.
I'm gonna need more help persuading Massimo. I'm at your disposal.
Devils. New episode this Tuesday at 9/8 Central on the CW.
Well, that's a show for this week. Join us next week for another exciting show of the Scholastic Ball Report, highlighting high school athletes. As always, thanks to our Scholastic Ball Report team. Pressman's King of Stream, William Warfield. Joel Clace, our director. Executive producer, Bridget DeVries. WKYT sports staff, Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard. And remember, for those you see and you don't see, you keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Clark's Pump and Shop, Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, La Rosa's Pizza, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.